After 10 years, you married your high school sweetheart, Dorothea Hurley. She must be a special girl to marry a rock star. I mean, this is not the easiest job in life.
We had just played a couple nights at the Forum, and we had the #1 single and the #1 album, and a huge billboard of the 5 of us outside of the hotel window. I mean, it was a rock and roll fantasy. It was a dream. I said, tonight I'm going to go out to some fancy restaurant. I just got to go do something. And I said, let's go to Vegas. And she went, oh no. And I says, it's now or never. I'm going to change my mind real quick. And we did it and got back before the hotel bar closed. And then I woke up the next morning and I went, I did what? And I didn't tell anyone, and I didn't go with anyone. Just the 2 of us went. And the band found out on Entertainment Tonight. That's how they found out.
Hey, you're still married to your high school sweetheart.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Hey, girls, do you know the name of John's wife back there?
Dorothea.
Everybody does. I thought the point of being a rock star was to get women.
Well, I'm on the list for J-Lo, but I'm number 8 or 9, so I just have to wait my turn. It'll come soon.
Where was Ben on that list? He's #1 now.
I think he's 3 or 4, but I'm like 9. It's coming, so I'll get my turn eventually. You know what? I think I got the girl thing right the first time, and you don't mess with that. So I'm gonna be, you know.
Not to mention she has a black belt, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That's gotta help fend off some of the.
Did she ever kick your butt?
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with a good spanking.
100 million records, and you've been married to your high school sweetheart. How does that stay?
Penance. That's my penance. What I could have, you know. That's the best deal I ever made. It has a lot to do with, I don't like change. I don't like change. I don't want to lose the wife. I don't want to change my manager. I don't like change. I've been with one record company for 20 years, and that's the honest to God truth of it, is she's the greatest, but I couldn't imagine going on without her. You know, it just wouldn't. Oh, God. They make me puke.
You know what? Make it work because we get on. We get on as friends. You know, we enjoy hanging out. I wouldn't rather be with anyone else. I'd rather, you know, go out with my wife because she's more fun than about anyone else I know.
This concert might not go ahead because I have on the best information that a Concorde plane is waiting. Just in case your wife decides to give birth.
I've got the Concorde waiting. If I get a phone call, I'm a history lesson.
And this show is over before it's even
Sorry,
begun.
folks, gotta go. Baby Elvis called.
How have you done it?
Mutual adoration, growing together, incredible support when one is up and the other one's maybe not up. But I think the biggest key for me is that we grew together. We came from the same hometown, sat next to each other in high school. So we knew each other's values and belief system, and every step of the way grew together. So even if I veered, you know, far left, she was like, yeah, I know where that exit is on the highway. Come back over here. You know, so it was just always about us growing together. And even at this phase and stage, I'm so grateful to have that in my life.
I hope I'm allowed to ask you this, but how does your wife deal with the fact that you're this heartthrob, apart from being like a really successful musician, that you're the face on like all these young girls' walls and things?
She has to sleep with me. I don't think it's much fun for her. The rest of them could just fantasize about the stuff. She's actually stuck doing it. I don't know if a lot of girls would envy that position.
Oh, quite a few, I would imagine.
Well, let's take some applications. Let's run a contest on your show. Who wants to sleep with John contest? I'm wide open. I'm absolutely available. I figure I got to die somehow. You know, I might as well go this way.
Janie's a very personal song in that my wife and I, my family and I, were on the road with the band last summer, and I was feeling a bit like an oldies act. You know, we were playing these major stadiums, and it was becoming a greatest hits show. We had this massive fight, and instead of sulking about it, when I came home from the show, and I know that she was awake even though she pretended to be asleep, I had to sit in the bathroom with the guitar, and I came out in the morning with a song. So the best way to get back into her heart was to write something. She sat next to me in history class. We got to know each other a bit. We got together, and I just held on with 2 hands and never let go. You know, I went on the road. So she wasn't very excited about that prospect and said, you know, why should I sit here and wait?
Dorothea didn't wait. She and Jon broke up.
And I was running around with the starlets and playing the game that all the young kids do, and, you know, had a movie star girlfriend and all that goofy stuff. All I really wanted to do was get back home.
Jon went home to Jersey and Dorothea.
I went to her mom's house and did the whole, you know, you gotta come with me, you gotta be, you know, I wanna be back together. And so, you know, she fell for it. I says, let's go get married. She says, why, when, where, what, you know, what are you talking about? I said, let's go get married now. We won't tell anyone. We didn't have a ring, we didn't have anything, we ran off. I got a lot of heat from it, you know, between the band, my parents, Doc, everybody was pissed off. And it took me a couple days to realize I don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
But when I see Dorothea and I'm in the same room as her, I feel immediately safe. I feel she is a
very sweet,
lovely, there's something that's so warm and welcoming and truthful and real about Dorothea. And when I, have the good fortune to be around a lot of people, but when I look in her eyes, I feel like I get her, she gets me.
She's all right. I mean,
yeah.
You know what? We were going last night out to dinner, and I said to her in the driveway when we got in the car, I said, just want you to know, when you came down the stairs, my brain said to my mouth, wow. And, you know, to say something like that to her, 42 years into our relationship, I say, I just like to tell you that all the time. So I'll never have had a regret of, I didn't tell her, I didn't.
Right.
The top right is my wife, then new girlfriend, in the photography class. She loved taking pictures. And this is her in the photography class. And a note that she'd written about a song that I wrote. And the note says, Jon, write a sequel to Bobby's Girl, but name it She's Johnny's Now. Love, Dot. She never called herself Dot. But that's a wonderful little note, as yesterday was in fact our 34th wedding anniversary. So I did good.
I wouldn't trade her for 4 big movie stars and 2, you know, I've got the better deal. I'm very happy. I really get excited when she comes in the room. We share the same jokes and philosophy. You know, I've been through a lot with the throat surgery and stuff in the last couple of years that I'm recovering from. But, you know, it's evident that my wife, Dorothea, who's here tonight, it's, you know, a reflection on her, my brown-eyed girl, and she believes in me. You know, when I grew up, of course, that brown-eyed girl those lyrics belonged to Van Morrison, but she is, in fact, that brown-eyed girl who believed in me to get through this surgery.
You're also honest about, listen, you were a rock star. You got a lot of women in your life. Was your family surprised about how honest you were? Did your wife know that you were going to be that honest?
It was based in an old article many years ago. It would be a lie if you said you were, you know, a saint. It was the 80s, for God's sake. It was the 90s. It was the 2000s, and I'm still that guy. So did a girl ever throw herself at me? Fuck yes. Did I ever consider anything that would jeopardize my relationship to my wife, who I've always been madly in love with? Fuck no. She would tell me, you know, of course you were a moron, but I never. Yesterday was our 35th wedding anniversary. We're madly in love more every day. You know, I'm ecstatic being in love with her.
That's pretty amazing. How many people say that now?
35 years, and so we've been together 44.
Wow.
I wouldn't jeopardize a lick of that. I'm the most blessed guy in the universe.
Because the stories that are getting picked up, they're making it sound like you cheated on her left and right.
You know, even if I did, I was 20, I was 30. This wasn't yesterday. You know, and there's never been any of these terrible stories of situations have happened. You know, it was a hedonistic decade or two in my youth. We're madly in love more every day. You know, I'm ecstatic.
So what did you get her for your 35th wedding anniversary?
Flowers, and I bought her a book that unfortunately she had already read. It was just, you know, what's a beautiful thing is we don't have to outdo things with presents and this and that, because every day there is just seriously deep gratitude, watching TV together and sitting on the couch and making a cup of tea. And she knows how grateful I am for everybody.